You can tell this is Vivek's son's first nest. Look at this bullshit. What's up, everybody? My name's Casey Francis O'Brien, and I'm the king of the north! And I'm tired, man. I put my charging blocks down at the church last night, and I picked them up this morning, and it was a room full of old women, and I walked in and no one looked at me. Huge church full of old ladies, and I walked in to ask about if they minded if I'd go pick up my charging block, and I stood there for like 30 seconds. I said hi. The people at the reception didn't even look at me. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to show you my mess. That's my big mess. That's my big tent. We just had a storm that lasted a week, and I'm going to miss it, man. I'm going to miss it. Going outside and feeling like I'm in a big blanket, and that the world outside doesn't exist and doesn't matter. But I'm a revolutionary, so I spent it, when Casey finds something wrong, and my mom can vouch, if Casey finds something wrong, everybody's gonna know about it, and it's never gonna go away until one of us dies. So I took the opportunity of the past few days, knowing it's tourist season, the past week, and I gave my hometown group chat a month. If nobody knows, let's make sure that this doesn't go away. Okay. You know what? Let's put you here. Okay? If you guys don't know, my hometown it's right at the edge of Massachusetts, New York, and New Hampshire. And it has the oldest mental health asylum in the country, the Brattleboro Retreat, where the movie Sucker Punch came from. And Vermont is very generous with its services. Vermont gives a lot of money to homeless people. So what that means is that some bad people come into Vermont, and some people come to Vermont to escape. And the small percentage of the bad people have made it dangerous. They don't respect the community. So they go out for their drug addiction, and they try car doors. They steal things from porches, and they sit downtown and hang out, and they're sort of like a pack of raiders. Like, they make life hell on purpose for other people. So the townspeople hate it. So one guy named Henry Poitras, who is an Iraq veteran, I guess he went to war in Iraq, he came back, and he developed a child porn addiction. He was caught with child porn. They gave him a plea deal. And then a couple years later, he beat somebody to death with a bat, I think. Or just beat somebody with a bat and broke his ribs and shit. And he got kicked out of everywhere he went. Wound up in Brattleboro. Pays his baby mama a lot of money in child support. At some point, he went to film school. Got a degree in film, and started doing MMA. That didn't work out for him, like Hitler. The bird likes Hitler. And then, I don't know, fate. He recorded a video of him chasing a homeless guy down the street, screaming at him that nobody likes him and nobody wants him in town. And that blew up across the country. So he kept going. So for months, for probably years, 2 years now, he's just been recording homeless people. That's turned into cops doing illegal things. Like, homeless woman is causing a ruckus, and they pick her up and throw her on the ground, lay on top of her. She's not resisting. He starts to hurt her. She scratches his face in retaliation. He beats her head in, breaks her nose, puts his elbow on her eye, and then leans his entire body weight on her eye and tries to pop her eye out of her socket and crush her skull on accident, trying to blame it, the permanent damage he wanted to cause her, to him trying to get her hands while he's laying on top of her. I've seen 5 or 6 cops pick up a 5'6" man and whip him on the ground, and then they all fall on him. I guess the Brattleboro Police Department thinks that if they blame it on slipping or something on accident, they're allowed to pile drive people into the cement on their face and break all their teeth. The guy passed out, and he parked his car and he passed out with the car running. He thought he was on the side of the road. He was probably on drugs. He was in the middle of the fucking road. He was in the lane. But the car wasn't running. Like, it was in park. He had parked it before it happened. I don't think that guy wanted to hurt people. I know his niece personally. I know the guy. I've met him at Price Chopper buying food for his family. He's not somebody I would say would go kill somebody or hurt somebody on purpose. He's a guy that wants to escape the world, which I can relate to. 2 days ago, a guy, he's half white, half indigenous, he has dreadlocked hair, smokes weed. He got pulled over, but Hank was there, recording. So somebody thought, if Hank is there, he must be a bad dude. So someone in a big truck just ran him the fuck over. The whole world had to watch, or I don't know the whole world. How many people watch Hank? Like 10,000 people? 10,000 people saw someone in a truck just run the guy over and hearing him scream. And everybody in the comment section is, well, if he didn't have that hair, if he didn't have dreadlocks, we wouldn't have hit him. That's the general consensus of the people in his comment section. So I spent a week, every time there's an instance, I spend a week talking about it and rage baiting, making people mad, getting my hometown pissed at me. People are threatening to kill me. Everybody's mad, and I'm just stating facts, and I'm tearing them down, and I'm ripping through them, rampaging. People are... Somebody, like a 17-year-old kid said, you killed that shit. You killed that shit. So when I found out he got caught with child porn, I said, Hank the Tank with the spank bank was caught cranking out a wank. He said it was a dank prank. The prosecution said thanks for being in the ranks, because he's a veteran, but he should have walked the plank. I got a lot of death threats. People are very mad. I tried to make them recognize that it was what their community does to other people. And I just took people on a journey, and on the way, all my haters came back. I lost some, I won some. In the end, I think I won, because people don't like the guy, but the guy was like, weren't you the fedora kid in high school? And I was like, yeah, man, if I thought it was cringe, I wouldn't have worn it. And then he said, not to be mean or hateful, and I said, it's pretty obvious you're trying to be mean and hateful, bro. Then, I got the kid that's been mean to me for a long time. He was just stewing, festering, and coming at me with whatever he could for days. Every day he was trying to come up with something that might hurt my feelings. And I would just hit him with the haha emoji. So I ran him down, which was pretty cool. At the end of it, I told him, this is so pathetic, bro. Look at yourself. And I got to humble his bitch wife, who's 21. He's 22. I got to humble her, who's like they're super narcissist ex-addicts that they lie. Their whole thing is lying and hiding and then playing the game with the community. for status and clout that they can try to use to beat other people down. That's like the colonizer way. So I ran her in circles until she rage quit. And I won, and I got a win for all the women that kid abused before he was in a relationship with her. People told me that he had hurt women with an axe. Like, people say that I hurt somebody with an axe and I didn't. He actually hurt his girlfriend with an axe. He bought an unregistered firearm, and he threatened everyone he could on the internet until someone ran him over. He started selling pills, doing pills, bought a trailer in Maine, made a lot of money. Then he hallucinated, thought that somebody was in the house trying to kill him, held his pregnant wife at gunpoint in a standoff with the police. And they have the audacity to go on Facebook and tell everyone else how much better they are than them because they're 21 with a child, and then they got arrested again. So finally, nobody was on my side. It's just, with God puts you in position, and you have to see how cruel and stupid the world is. And then I get tarot readings that describe the battle afterwards, like they watched it, and they show me how I won and who I am, in case I might have wavered from their opinions. Okay, let's make sure that you're still recording. Okay. And if it looks a bit familiar like it did the other time, they say that history don't repeat itself. No, history just rhymes. The wait is long, the river's wide, and there ain't no way across it except to swim and sink and die. The path is long, the trail is mean. I ain't got none of my friends left, they all vanished down the stream. They say that history don't repeat itself, no, history just rhymes. The wait is long, the river's wide, and there ain't no way across it except to swim and sink and die. The path is long, the trail is mean. I ain't got none of my friends left, they all vanished in the stream. They say that history don't repeat itself, no, history just rhymes. So I finally said, at the end of it with all the death threats, I said, my little brother fell on Canal Street, which is Main Street, and froze to death. You all drove by him on your way to work. One of you, who I see in every Planet Hank comment section, posted a picture of him on the Facebook page and said, "Thank God, get these junkies off the street." The bunch of exclamation points. We don't want you in our town no more. That guy could have saved him. But because of Planet Hank and what he did to make people hurt these people, and all I've been doing is advocating that not all of them are bad. Most of them aren't bad, and all of them are misunderstood. And that negative reinforcement has never worked in history, ever. But I've seen firsthand and I've experienced so much negativity. It didn't deter me from crime, but it did make me care about these situations. So at the very least, negative reinforcement has allowed me to stand up for people going through unfairness. And I think that mass love bombing is the way to go. I think that if you go downtown, people that really care, which is the problem, that nobody cares, My mom has everything that I need, and she won't help. But she'll scream that he needs help. And she'll come up with whatever excuse she can. And everyone that I see has told her she's wrong. If everyone just went downtown together, like a church, instead of burning them, they helped him, made him feel loved, embraced them into the community, and showed them a better way, so that instead of having to escape the pain and hold on to the little bit of fire, you're allowed to burn as bright as you want. And when you get there, you realize you don't even want the drugs. You don't want to commit crimes. You want to build a stone wall in the woods. You want to build a castle. You want to have a house and a family and love. Punishing escapism just makes people want to escape further. And if you do it long enough, they want to kill you. And the people on the other side seem to be the worst people I've ever seen in my life. I also think that the leftist movement is fucking bonkers. I think the right movement is fucking disgusting, and the left movement's fucking bonkers. I'm not on the left or the right, I'm in the woods. I don't know anything about it, and I don't care. All I see is that you're hurting people that don't deserve it. And I blame most of my problems on the fact that I was never embraced by a community. But at the very least, because of what I lack, I now know, and I'm becoming, and I've become what I needed. So at least I'm there for other people. They say that history don't... Let's see Vivek before we go. Vivek! Vivek Jr.? I judge you! I have to know where he is before I can attack him into screaming at me. Oh, I hear him. He's over there collecting. See, that's a bug. I know the difference between a bug and an orb. Motherfucker, that was an orb. Motherfucker.